Check, check. HTML. For forms 3. So the CSS, CSS. I'm gonna zoom this in.
Are you creating a new file?
No, I'm not creating a new file. Just going live. All right, let's begin. In Jesus' name. Father, I ask that you help us to understand what we are doing. Help us to be better developers. Help us to learn and improve and be good at what we do. No other person can give us the knowledge that we desire, but only you, and because all knowledge and understanding comes from you. So I ask and I invite your excellent spirit to have his way, O Lord, upon our life. In Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. So last time I talked about HTML forms. Now there is also more things going on about HTML forms too. Okay. So there are more things you need to know about HTML forms. I remember Vivian asked me something about what does action when we talk about some certain attributes and elements in HTML forms. You get talk about those certain attributes and elements in HTML forms, and also the certain attributes and that are also in HTML input. You get, so this is our HTML form. I'm going to create a boilerplate, and this is our boilerplate. I've created it already. So the next thing I'm gonna do is to next thing I'm gonna do is to create a form. Now, if you look closely, this form has an attribute called action. Okay, so there is something action does. Now, action is what is going to happen when this form is submitted. When we finish putting up our input and all of those stuff and click on that submit button, there's a type of input that's called submit. That's based on how you did it in the last class assignment. Okay, so action. There's something action does. So when that form is submitted, what is going to happen here? What you are going to, or would I say, the the script that is going to run inside this action is what is going to happen when you click on that submit button. Sometimes when you fill up a form and after filling up that form, you receive a notification. Receive a notification that this is what you have done. Your this is successful. Blah 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 blah. All of those stuffs. So all of those things are triggered by the action attributes. Okay, and also there is another one too that is called there is another this thing that is called another attribute in quote that is called method. You get now. Say for example, after filling up all of those stuff and I put in an attribute method. Now there is something there is a way that if you go into backend, I don't know if you go into backend in the future, but there is something called get or post request. You get now these are the methods whereby when you are submitting a form or yeah, submitting a form, yeah, you can actually use, let's say, this get and post request to probably interact with your database. You get so it's not something that I would say that you need to start going into right now because we are just more focusing on the front end side. So it's up to you to use this get for this method now. You can actually use the get or the post request. If you look closely, it actually gave an illustration of the whole something here in your VS Code. You say for the post corresponds to the HTTP post method. Now, form data are included in the body of the form and sent to the server. You get Y for the get corresponds to the HTTP get method. Now, form data are appended to the action attribute URL with a question mark as separator. Don't worry, you don't need to know all of them. Yeah, I don't want to go into the too much. I will come and start confusing you and all that stuff. So, but what you just need to know is that we actually have like uh, a method of sending HTTP request and all those stuff, and those are like using the get or the post request. Yet, so let's proceed. Now, there is also another attribute called autocomplete. Now, you know what it means for something to be autocomplete? Autocomplete means that you can actually like complete somebody's this thing. You get, there are certain boxes or forms that you might have filled in before. You get now whenever you go to that website again and you want to start filling up that same information that you filled in before, it will complete it for you, but that is because of this autocomplete attribute here. So you can actually set it on or off. Yeah. So you set it on whenever you are using your form element. Yeah. So set it on. It will help save your users stress in quotes. Yeah. Then there is also another attribute too called no validate. Now these attributes, you don't put it equals to. There is no, it's not attached to it. So you just put it like no validate, just like that. Yeah. So what it does is that it doesn't it will not validate the information that is being put inside it. You get, it will not validate it. It's just know what it means to validate something. I don't know if you,
You
yeah, you know what it means to
know,
validate something.
when you say it's, but in terms of filling a form, it's, I need to understand the context of validating
Now,
what you're filling in a form.
when you are validating something, you are trying to check or to prove if this is accurate. And I am currently on a dictionary here, so is to check or prove the validity or accuracy of something. Okay, so if you use this no validate, that form will not try to validate whether the information you gave it was correct or not. Okay, so that's what
It
happens when
just
you,
takes anything you put there.
yeah, it takes anything you put there without confirming whether it's true or not, or whether it's correct or not.
Mm.
So actually
But
like,
since there is no question mark, I mean, since there is no equals to and all these chemical and this, that means they don't validate. There's no option of putting yes or no. It's either it is there
yeah, or it is not there.
or
Y-
it is not there. Like if you don't put it, that means you're telling it to validate.
yes,
Like if you don't put the no validate attribute, that means automatically you are saying telling it to validate.
yes.
Okay.
So I'll send you the references where you use and check on the many attributes. Because one thing is that you can't really memorize all the attributes. So
That's true.
when there are actually elements that you can put inside our form, e.g., now this form we have now can contain different types of elements. Like we've stated one of them, which is label, and contain this, but can also contain input elements. Okay? Then there are others too that it can contain. It can con the button. It can contain button elements. Can contain the button elements. It can also contain an output element or even a text area. Text area is for where you would type. So it can actually contain a lot of elements. We're gonna list all of them. So to be, it can contain select element, can contain a field set, can contain a data list, So it can contain a lot of things though. So it's all up to you, like, to know which one you use. And like I said, I will send the complete guide, or will I say list of the elements it can contain. I'll send it to the group chat.
Elements and attributes.
Yeah, the elements it can contain. Now, for example, let me get another form ready. Let me get another form ready so as to not gonna give it an action. We can actually create something like this. Let's say label, give it web dev. And I can say choose a stack. And I can use this button element, this select element over here. Use the select element, give it an ID, and the ID will be equal to the label because I want this select element to be linked to the label. So I will just give it that same ID. Now, you can use an option element. There is something called an option element whereby you have to like select, like, say, multiple options. I'm going to show you what it means over here. Say you come over to this place and I'll give it a name first. Give it a name, call it
Can I
stack.
begin your code?
I'm not doing what? Oh,
Why
I'm,
not?
I'm not previewing it. Okay, I'm gonna clean this first one or comment it out. All right. So for this first one, I'm gonna say give it an option. And in that option, I can give it a value, or let me just give it a name, front end. And come here and say this should be front end as value. So anybody that clicks on it will get front end as value. Give it another option again. Give this one as back end. Another option. Give it as full stack. Then after doing this, I can come here. You can come here if I should click on this, I don't. You've seen this type of forms before, whereby when the person clicks on something, he sees other options. But
Okay.
now, after the person finish clicking on it, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give another input.
Is that what the choose a stack does?
Yes. So if I should come here and refresh, all this does is to submit my form. So if I should come and select anyone, I'll click on submit. Then the action takes place. That is what is supposed to happen here. This action will now happen. So anyone I choose, I have to select and submit. I don't know if it's clear enough.
But when looking at audio,
Is it clear enough?
mm-mm. No, it's not. It's not.
Which side is confusing?
Like this, you know, this your, I don't know why I'm not saying this your screen is completely. Just let me shift your that preview so that I'll be seeing front end option. Okay. Alright. Okay, I get it now. Let's go this one. Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Okay. I said it's okay, but continue. I think I get it now.
So you can actually use a text area. So what you just the only thing you do for me is those elements I listed, which are this, you play around with them. No, whenever you are creating a sign up form or let's say a contact us page, when you are creating a contact us page, you actually have like a list of forms, and there a different list of forms where they ask for your email, your first name, your second name, maybe your phone number, and then a place where you now type your message. But then usually,
Yes.
after putting something like that, you can where you type your message is text area is mostly used. So I can say text area, then text area is where you would type, and
Well, yeah, sorry, not forgot to mention. This, okay. I was thinking that this choose a track. I forgot it's a text. I was thinking it's like an attribute or something.
No. It's just a normal text.
Something I get.
So text area is mostly used to indicate where you will type. Or the person will choose after choosing type what you want she wants to type. After typing, click on submit, and the whole thing submits. So you can use a text area to specify what you want to happen. You can also give your text area a name. So I can say message is the name. You can give it a what I call it how many rows or how many columns you want it to be or something. So you can say I want the columns to be 40 on the rows to be 30. When you refresh, the size of this stuff will increase, but you can always adjust it if you want to directly from the screen. But by default, whenever you refresh this, always see this size appear by
This column
default.
and rows. Is it this 40 and 30 rows? Is it in pixels or number of letters that you can type in there?
I would say the number of letters you can type in. No, no. The columns and rows is more like say size.
Mm,
You get.
size. Okay. Mm.
So it's more like saying size. I've talked about the button.
Don't button. Is button separate from submit button? You know something.
No, both of them are the same. Yeah, there's you know there's a normal button, but this one now is a submit button that will trigger for the form. You get to
Yeah.
trigger for the form. So it's all up to you to know when your form is done and when you add something like that. Then there is also another element called field set. Now, what a field set element does is that it can group. I don't know if I'm sounding boring this night.
It's not you that sounded boring. It's just the fact that there is only one person in the class.
I don't know what happened to others. Everyone just disappeared.
Seriously.
But
You know, if it's more than one person The question should be coming from left, right, and center.
Exactly.
Even you will not, you, you cannot sound boring again.
Exactly.
uh,
Now,
so,
let me create another form. Now, there is something called field set. There's something called field set in forms. So, I'll create a boilerplate here. But let me just write the code without putting in all of this, whether boilerplate or not. So, it will still render, but that is not the best way of doing it. I'm going to give it an action.
what does that boilerplate actually do?
It sets
Like,
up the
what's
whole,
the main?
it sets up every of all of those necessary things you need to start running your HTML code. Uh, you get. It's not like your HTML code will not run if you don't do it this way, but for you to host your website, you need to have all of those things.
Okay.
So, so I was just gonna. But when you're running it on a local environment, it doesn't really matter, sure. But it matters when you are going into what I call it production or live, live listing.
Okay.
So field sets. Then for this field set, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do this. Cancel. Sorry, I almost closed the unimportant page. Now, for this field set, there is something called a legend element. Now, this is more like saying, okay, this legend element is like a caption. You know how we worked with caption under tables. You get. So you can use this legend element as a caption. So I can say uh, details will be the name. Then before going doing that, I have to go live. Okay, live will load up. Give it a label. I can call this first underscore name. So here will be my first name. Then Give it an input text. Give it an ID.
Which first name, eh? Which first name? Why are you using?
What am I using?
Why is it underscore?
You can give it any name you like.
Like in between the first and the name.
You can give it. You can give it underscore.
No, what I mean is, okay, like you don't want to make it a space.
No, there is
It's
no.
supposed to be
Mm.
like first space
Okay,
name.
so
Not
when
space.
in
It's not supposed to be a
programming,
space there, right?
in programming in quotes, you if you want to write something and on a norm you're not supposed to give it a space bar, you can actually use this underscore to separate as your space bar. Let me put it that way. You can use the underscore as your space bar.
Okay. But in the text itself, you can give it space.
Yeah, in the lesson
Like in the
text,
first
yeah,
name that you wrote as a text.
yeah, you can give it space. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So I'm going to break, then give it another label. I'll call this middle name. I'll use small letter middle. And use an input type of text. ID middle. Um, input give it a type. If I should refresh this, so using this field set, it's kind of grouped it up. You get. So what field set does is a kind of grouping that it does. It groups up whatever you are gathering together in that form. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is it. Then there is another type. I'm gonna give it another form. And this type focuses on what I call it a list of data. Yeah, so what the person just have to do is come there and start choosing one of which he wants to choose. So I can say to do that, I have to come and give a tag of input. That is putting the input tag. Now give it this attribute called list. And I can call that list stack. Now under that input, I can not that I can, but I will create a data list. Data list and give it an ID that is the same with the input. So stack. Then give it a bunch of options because you're creating a data list that will have different types of options. Okay. So I'll come here and create option and give it a value. Yeah. So the first option we have front end. Second option, third option. So if I should open my browser, once I click on this, I don't know if you notice what is going on. I will have to select either one of them. Yeah, so this is another type too.
Let me look at the code to use now. Mm. Data list is good.
Yes, data list.
The
I'm listening.
okay. No, just checking to see how it's panning out. That's what I'm actually doing now. If not, no,
How many percent
this
is
is
your
a
battery?
new. This thing, no, I'm using. It's my phone that I'm using actually.
Okay.
I'm just trying out the codes on my laptop. It's my phone that I'm using for it.
I mean, how many percent is your laptop battery? I mean, you mean that your laptop battery is off?
Yes, but it's my phone I'm using for the Google Meet anyway. I'm just using my laptop to check the codes sometimes. But it's still okay, even if it goes off.
How many
What
percent
I'm
is
saying
remaining?
is this 25%.
Okay, we'll soon be rounding off, sure.
This this second form you created now.
Okay,
This the input stack.
I'm listening.
I'm trying it on my own. It's not reflecting. But I think because I use the same way. Like I'm not. seeing anything. But let me just complete it first.
Complete it first.
I don't know if you got what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, I'm typing for there.
You will get used to it.
Okay. And when it comes to religion change, full stop. This data list. Okay. I think I get where my problem is coming from now. I didn't close the data lists. Okay.
Okay.
So I finished it, but still not showing. Not seeing it on my preview. I'm not seeing any changes. Didn't reflect.
Share your screen with me.
I'll probably have to use video because I'm not logged in on.
Okay.
I'm not logged in on my laptop. But let me.
Use video. Did you set the input list? The input has an attribute called list, and the input has an attribute called list. The input element
Yes.
is your list the same with the ID of the data list,
Yes.
and the options is
Yes.
is now.
Okay. Uh-huh. Right on. I'm seeing one or two mistakes from this window. So, okay. You're saying something?
Have
I
you
don't know my
corrected the
network, but
mistake?
since my network is not strong enough, not supporting my video.
Can you have you corrected the mistake?
I've corrected the mistake, but I don't know if this. Hmm. From what I did, the input list,
Uh,
and it's input lists. Instead, then the data list also is that. Okay, I'm coming. I think I'm still seeing one mistake as I'm looking. ID is back. Option value from parent. Just there. Corrected the mistakes. I'm seeing same codes, not just reflecting on mine, which means there is something I need to start.
did you put something in between that your option
In
when,
between my option,
when you created your option?
mhm,
What value did you give it?
the option is front end. The first one, second one is back end, the third one is full stack.
And you're sure that the input
And the
list
options are close to the data list.
your option is closed by the data list?
Wait, oh, yes, the options are closed within the data list.
The options are inside the data list.
Yes. Even though they weren't initially, because I didn't put the, what do you call it again? The closing tag for the data list till after I finished.
And
So,
the,
does it by
and
any
your and the
chance affect
list
this? Like,
the list
I finished.
and the list and the ID is
Um,
the same.
yes, the list and the ID is the same.
Refresh your browser.
For the include and data list.
Refresh your browser directly.
Um, let me. My network is not just strong enough today for. Because I'll just love to share my screen from the laptop so that it's not even connected and internet over there. Okay, let me see if I connect. If I can log into. Why? You're not seeing my video at all like this. Huh?
Your camera is facing your keyboard.
It's not in my keyboard, so I'm saying it. Okay, let me.
Bring it closer. Closer.
Okay.
Okay. Shift it a little bit to the right. Okay, see here. Slightly this thing is deprecated. in the sense that it's no longer in use. If it's not, which browser are you using to run your preview? Is it Chrome?
Yes, yes. No, I run it on the VS Code.
No, run it. Try to run it directly on your browser.
How to do that? How do I
Copy
go
that
to the
browser,
browser?
that link, that link.
Copy this thing, Abi.
Yes, that link there.
Okay.
Have you copied all of them?
Okay. Yeah.
And paste it on your Chrome browser and load it up.
Look at it there. It's just showing the first one on the same file. Because I look at on the same file.
Something is wrong.
So this second one now, and that's exactly what I'm thinking. Is it from? I'm looking at the second form now, or is there something that I did wrong from creating this new form?
Add a break
Do I need to
statement.
break?
Add a break statement there. Is it still the same thing?
Yeah. But let me see that the preview of that your own, the one you did. Let me see where it appeared on your own screen.
Yours is out. Okay, it's not.
Okay.
Don't worry, we'll sort it out by tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, I will come back to it so so let's go.
All right. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna want us to try out this video format. So HTML videos.
you typing anything? Maybe I should save my sister. My this one.
Okay. Now, this HTML attribute or element that is called video. What does video do? Video tends to, what I say, you can use it to bring in a video into your browser. You get. So for me to use that, I have to call on the video tag. And when I call on the video tag, I can actually like specify the source of the video. You get. I can say,
Yeah.
let me find a YouTube link. YouTube link. Let me see if I'll find any video that makes sense. Only YouTube is taking time to load. I don't know why. Okay, copy link. And I'll come here and paste the link. I think I'll copy it right now. And let me, I will specify the source of that video. And when I specify the source, at least a video box should come in here. Come on. Oh, sorry. When I'm in the video, Control Z, I can set the width of the video box because it's a video tab. So I can set the width to 320px. This means like setting the resolution by 4, I'll call it 240px. Then inside it, I'm going to specify the source. The source,
That's
the video source, the source
something I
type.
just did now. The place where you're supposed to put source, you remove the source and put in inside.
No, I've actually like set up a that is like a video element. You get, so I what I did was I brought in the video element tag, then set the the dimension of that video box how it's going to be. Then inside the video tag, I set in the source, and I can say the source can be that same YouTube link. And if I should load it up here, for some reason this is not loading up. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'm just going to link in this video. Oh, I should refresh this. Okay, got what I needed. So after refreshing this and specifying the video source, the video should pop out here. I don't know if you get. Then
What I'm trying to get there is where you now fixed in the source.
I provided a source inside
Is
the
it
video
still
tag.
on the opening tag of the video?
No. It's in when you create a video tag, there is a source element you also pass in into the video tag. You get. Then after passing it in, you set the dimensions, that is the width and the height.
Okay, a source element inside.
Exactly. And give it controls. After giving it controls, come here and refresh. You now have controls to play and
All right, so welcome.
you get to play and to do everything about your video. I don't know if you get.
I got to the bottom. The video link. Trying to get a link from YouTube like you did, so that how do I get a video link from this video?
Let me. You can actually use a video that is directly. This is like a video that is already in my source code. You get. It's already in my source. I mean, the video is already my source code.
Okay. The video you used is already in your source code. It's not like
Yeah, it's already directly from
you got a
my.
video link like you.
No, it's already directly into my.
Okay, now you're talking about giving it foods. That's how did you get that one?
I'm talking about
You've
giving
not
what.
put anything like that in the code now.
I didn't hear you well. I didn't hear you very well.
Hello, can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I said that I thought I heard you say something like giving controls to the video.
Yes. You know, if I should remove these controls over here, what will come out here will just look like normal picture. If I should finish loading this up, what will come out here will just be like normal picture.
Okay.
But these controls I'll give it now. Will come out, give it that play button and volume button, all of those things. Yes.
Okay.
Now, if
No, can you put the control before putting the video source?
yes,
Does it make any difference?
as long as there is a source, so you just have to put it that way. Well, also, if I want to put a YouTube video I'm going to use this iframe. Remember when I talked about iframe, where you can be able to like put in a a I can put in iframe is like rendering another website on your website. You get, so I can use iframe, give it
Yes.
a width
Mm.
of, let's say that's M320, give it a height of 240. Then after that, give the source code like an SRC. It's not there. After the height, inside that iframe, I'll give it a source SRC. Then present the YouTube link there. I should reload this. The YouTube should load up. The YouTube video should load up. For some reason, I don't know why my browser keeps on doing this thing. And my YouTube can't load in an iPad. But if you try it on your browser, definitely a YouTube video will load up here. So try using this method
You
for this iframe.
okay?
Then the link you're going to put in that SRC must be a YouTube video link.
Can you let me scroll this the last book, this iframe site?
I should
Let me
scroll
see
it.
how you did it. Okay. Okay, for this iframe, it's just you put dimensions, the normal dimensions you put in the normal video source.
Yes.
Like,
You put the normal dimensions, then after the normal dimensions,
what's the necessity for that iframe?
iframe is like you trying to put in, if you want to drop another website on a current web page, you can actually use iframe and render it in there.
But this iframe does the this your dimensions has to be same with the main video, the first video.
No, it doesn't have to be. It's dependent on you, on what you're
Because I noticed
designing.
you use the same dimensions. Okay. But what I have here is it already has the video look, even though there's no video particular inside. But since the dimension, these are iframe parts, I need to put a source before
So
anything reflects, I guess.
what you just have to do is now copy a YouTube video link and paste it in there.
Mm. Oh, YouTube was slowing down my network. I had to close. Let me open it again. So, but why did you break? Notice like you gave a gap. Did you break
No,
the
no, no, no.
iframe
I
from the
just
main video, or
no,
you
no.
just gave it a space?
I just gave it a space. I need to be seeing my code clearly.
So there was no. Okay. just get the link and see.
Increase your possible premium shopping girl power. Right here.
Uh, this video link share is just to let's say video. Is it video URL?
Yes.
Is it same thing? Is it the same thing as video link?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Then my browser.
Has it worked?
I don't know if there's a network it's trying to load.
On your iframe?
Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know which one now is actually.
The second one that is struggling to load.
This one was working before now, but it seems network now. Or how I came in. Now it's writing YouTube unexpectedly closed. Unexpectedly closed. Probably because of the connection.
Yeah.
Because
But it's fine. It's fine. So maybe later you will try it out and let
did I do
me.
anything wrong
No, it's just network.
from
Then there's another tag too that is called
but these are
audio.
the control buttons. Like the one that was trying to rotate vision. I think it's just the network thing that stopped it from loading.
So there's another one that is called audio. This is the last one we're going to do, and we're done with this whole thing. Yeah. So let me find an audio and paste it inside that same source code folder. Well, how is it I'm looking for my
The those are meant for giving audio to the video.
yes, I want to paste it inside the code. Alright.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So when I open this audio tag, I will also specify the source. And that source I'll then put my SRC and type the name of the music. And after typing it, I'll come here and refresh. Now, after doing that, nothing actually showed. You get nothing actually showed. So I'm gonna do something else.
Yeah.
I'm going to add controls to it. Controls. Okay. I'm going to specify the type of audio. Type of audio is going to be audio slash, since it's an MP3 file, I'm going to use MPEG. And come here and refresh. We find out that the audio has loaded up over here. If I should click on it, it should play.
Oh.
You can see the tears on your face.
Okay, so as long as it's
Now this audio that this thing that you put there,
which one?
therefore, when did you pick the audio type that you put there?
You know, if you check the extension of this your audio,
Like for the audio type,
uh, you know, audio has different versions. Yes, that's different types. Actually, different types of audio. We have wave format type. We have MP3. We have some other ones too. Yeah. So for MP3, we use this MPEG format. We use MPEG format. You get. So for MP3, just you write the MPEG format to render it out. So if it's a WAV file format, we will change this MPEG to WAV. Or we will change this MPEG here to WAV.
question is, how do you know the audio type?
As you've
We need
imported
to
this,
change it.
as you've imported this audio
Is
now,
it
look at look at the extension.
um,
Look at the extension.
the
Yeah.
MP3 there?
Yes.
Okay.
So if
Okay.
it's an MP3 file, you use audio slash MPEG in your type.
Okay. Sorry.
So if it was a WAV file, it was a WAV. You use audio slash WAV. If it was an OGG format, you use audio slash OGG. MP3. Now use MPEG. So that is it. So I don't know if there's any questions so I can terminate the class tonight. And this is actually the last part in this HTML.
That's clear. Okay. This is still a big one. Okay.
Yeah, in big.
It's huge. Okay.
So is there any?
Um, no question at the moment. But meanwhile, how do you like this video and audio files that you have? How do you put it in your source file?
That same folder, or you create a folder for it, then place it inside that same project folder. The same folder your project folder is inside, just move it inside there.
Hello?
I said the same folder your project folder is inside, move it inside there.
Mhm.
Then you come on inside your code and call on it.
Okay. Okay. I think I've lost like 80% of the audio.
I'm hearing you very well.
Keeps cracking and cracking.
I can hear you very well.
It's alright.
No, well, this is the part
Well,
of.
yeah, I don't know if you can still hear me, but I'm completely lost.
I said no, well, I say this is the part I have to start migrating.
Yeah.
All right, man. Uh, If you have any question, just inbox me on WhatsApp.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm not hearing anything you're saying again.
If you have any question, inbox me on WhatsApp.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
Because, all right. All right.
Good night.
All right, thank you very much for today's class. Have a
You're
good
welcome.
night.
Thank you.